Hey, everybody. Welcome to RiverCity-Media. Howard Cheney here, along with Heath Hamrick, the sports editor at the Times Journal in Fort Payne. Heath, if I could you turn the volume down just a touch? I'm getting some little bit of feedback.
Yeah, we can. How about now?
Let's see. Yeah, that's better. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, good deal.
yeah. All right, good.
It wasn't really feedback. It was just me hearing myself talk, and I hate
Okay.
doing that. Out of
Okay.
all these podcasts I've done, I've never went back and listened to any of them because of my voice.
Yeah.
But everybody says that as well. So, but anyway, Heath, thanks for taking the time to join us tonight. We're going to talk about, as we talked about earlier, the oldest holiday tournament in the state of Alabama, the Sand Mountain Tournament.
Yeah, it's turned 73 years old this year, so it's easier to just call it a holiday tournament because it happens in December. Um, it's the oldest tournament that is not sanctioned by the HSA championship events. So uh, the second oldest to those would be the Holly Pond Thanksgiving tournament, but this one um, it's just a holiday tournament. So uh, because the DeKalb County tournament is actually older, it started in 1946. So
Somebody said you actually covered that too.
I do. So uh,
No, you
so
covered the first one in 1946.
no, wouldn't even thought of them. So, but yeah, this is unique to me. I take a lot of pride. I didn't play in this tournament, didn't play basketball in high school, but this tournament is unique to me. It holds a special place to me. I have spent a lot of time researching this tournament. Uh, I've got a history book about the tournament. It has all the results, uh, points wise, but broke down by player. Uh, Games like Pisgah played Geraldine, got it broke down by that. So it's unique. It's got a lot of history in it, a lot of legendary coaches, a lot of legendary players on this mountain have played in this game, in this tournament. And you hear the stories about this thing, and people would be lined up 2 hours before the gate opened back in the early days of it, just to see the best players on the mountain. But frankly, in the state of Alabama, people don't realize that some of the best basketball in Alabama has been played in Northeast Alabama. So uh, we've been lucky and fortunate enough to say that, and take pride in that, and hopefully it continues this year.
And for the one, and you will have to correct me, like you did a whole book on this, so you know
Yeah.
way more about it than I do. But correct me on this. But I'm thinking you told me at one point that these not only was it Jackson DeKalb, but it went down to down around Albertville,
It
Boaz,
used to
those teams.
be, prior to 1965, uh, every school that was on Sand Mountain played in this tournament. So you had the nine that's in it now, that I call charter members. And then you also had Susan Moore, which is the furthest tip of Sand Mountain in Blount County. Then you had Sardis, Albertville, and Boaz. All four of those kind of got out around the same time. Albertville got out first. They went to city school in the 60s. So they got out, and then Boaz followed, and Douglas and Sardis and Susan Moore. Um, Albertville actually won it 2 years in a row under Coach Sloan. So that was in the 50s, late 50s, early 60s. But then after that, they kind of just got out, and haven't been in it since. It's been these nine teams since about that time. So um, I say charter members. North Sand Mountain didn't become a school until the 60s, but they've been in it. And it so yeah, it's been at one point in time it was 14 teams.
Right, that's huge. And in the mid late '90s, early 2000s, they allowed or they got Asbury to come in for a few years.
It was mid 2000s. They played in it 4 seasons or 4 years. Didn't win a game, and then they decided not to stay in it and got out. So yeah, Asbury they've been the only team added since that time.
Right.
Hopefully, um, I have been, and I'll just put this out there. I have been lobbying for the coaches in Jackson and DeKalb County to uh, extend invitations to Boaz, Douglas, and Sardis to get let them come back into it. Barring commitment of however long they want them to be in it. But I just think it would give it a little more, give it a spark, and it would, all these teams that are in it right now, they play each other
Right.
more often than not. That like Fife, Sylvania, Geraldine, they're all in that area. North Sand Mountain section, Pisgah, they're all in that area. So they ever play twice a year. Then they have their county tournament that they could play again. So if you added those teams, maybe even you add Susan more back into it, if they accepted it, you would have, one, more competition. Two, you'd have more people coming, so you'd have more tickets being bought.
Right.
And I had one principal tell me this is a fundraiser for my school. So, you know, come Monday night when we have the semifinals at the Civic Center in Rainsville, it will probably be a packed house because all four semifinal games that we played on Monday. We'll get into it in a little bit, but we've got some pretty good teams this year in this thing. So I'm expecting a packed house on Monday at
Right.
the Cobb County Coliseum. So, but yeah, I've lobbied for that. Hopefully that happens in the near future. Um, this thing turns 75 years old in 2 years. It'd be neat to have those teams back in it for the 75th anniversary. So,
Yeah, that would be cool if that could happen, and
yeah,
maybe they will, but you never know. You never know. So we're gonna get into this. It kicks off tomorrow night with a few
it does.
games at Ider
Hmm.
High School.
Yep.
Let's get that word out there right now. The first couple rounds are at Ider High School,
Yep.
but then the semifinals and finals will be at the DeKalb County School Coliseum
Yep.
there in Rainsville.
Yes.
So let's kick this thing off. Let's see if I can remember how to do all this stuff. It's been a while since we've been on, and for the people who's watching, sorry, we've been occupied, holidays and everything,
Yeah.
wasn't able to do a lot of stuff, and and we do a lot of shows throughout the year, and football came to an end, and basketball's kind of getting started up right now, and so we just kind of took a little bit of a break. But me and Heath is back on here tonight. We asked Phil to join us. He's busy working, wasn't able to join us tonight. And but anyway, River City Media will have their normal wrestling show tomorrow night. It's still real to us with Randall Cunningham, Joseph Hughes, and their special guest is going to be Evan Golden, a friend of the show that's been on several times. So if you enjoy watching professional wrestling, check that show out tomorrow night. I think it's going to be at 7 o'clock Central Time. So, with that being said, let's pull up the first bracket real here, right quick, and it's going to be the boys. And let me go ahead and before we start that, I took the bracket down. I do not like the bracket. Do not the way it's set up. I'll put
No.
the word out there. Whoever came up with this, don't do it again. I mean, seriously,
Yeah,
I think
I
it's weird.
will tend to agree with you.
Uh,
And also, just put it out there too. The seedings for this are based on last year's records. This tournament was seeded right after the basketball season ended back in March. So uh, I'll get into that. I think there should be some moving around. Um, Nothing against any other school. I just think you're having Ider boys who's had a pretty good year. They could probably be the fifth seed. Sylvania has not had a great year so far. They probably need to come down just a tad in the seedings. So to me, that it just I don't know how you can get an accurate seeding by doing it that way.
right. They
So
need to go back to the way it used to be. Seed them 2 weeks
yeah.
prior to it, and I understand, but you're in the same boat now as you was back in March.
Hmm.
Uh, Plainview had a great football run. They've only had
Hmm.
about 3 games of
Yeah.
basketball. Pisgah's in the same boat, but you know what you're going to get from Plainview. You kind of know what you're going to get from Pisgah, so you could
Hmm.
kind of guess at that. But then
Hmm.
the other 7 schools, you know what you're getting from them because they've done played quite a few
Hmm.
games.
Yep.
So not just boys but girls as well. So let's start with the girls. Ladies first, as always. Semi tournament girls bracket, and you can see right here where the 8-9 game is going to be Geraldine against Crossville. Uh, tomorrow night at 5 o'clock at Ider High School at the new gym. You can see up above there where it says Ider High School new gym. So I guess they're going to be playing in both gymnasiums because I know there's some JV games and possibly some junior high girls games
It's
too,
just
or JV
it
girls.
Sand Mountain tournament is only you only have three divisions. You only have junior
Okay,
varsity boys, and varsity girls. All the junior varsity boys games will be played in the old gym at Ida. Uh, so they'll be going on simultaneously tomorrow as the two varsity games in the big gym. So this game tomorrow night, the first one, Geraldine and Geraldine and Crossville, they've already played. They
right.
played actually Monday night. Geraldine won the game, so they'll be playing again. Um, Geraldine comes in 3-9. Crossville's 1-10. So uh, you look at that, you on paper Geraldine's probably the winner of this game, but you never know what's going to happen. So
Right.
and then the winner of that game will move on and play section on Friday night at 6:30 at Ider High School. And then you've also got Friday night Sylvania and Fife playing, as they've already played once this season, and Fife won that game. So,
Yeah, absolutely. That game, the Sylvania Five game, will be Friday night at Friday afternoon. I guess you could say at three
yeah, it'll be the
thirty.
first game.
Yeah, at 3:30 at
Yeah,
Ider in the new gym, and
yeah.
let's say Geraldine and Crossville goes on a run. They're going to end
Mhm.
up playing three straight games, three
Yeah,
three straight days. And that's you know
that's tough.
yeah, it is,
Yeah.
you know, and the Sylvania Five,
Winter would
they're
do the same.
yeah, well, they will get a day off. They will get Sunday off, but then they're back
Mhm.
on it on Monday. So you know, go back to the old school, right? And I understand to a certain extent why they done this, but there's other ways that you could have set this bracket up where it wouldn't have been like this. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
uh,
I asked when they did this, and the they said it would. And honestly, last year was the first year they did it, and they were more competitive games. But it makes for, to me, in just in my mind, it makes for a longer tournament. So um, it just the way it goes. But this, when you look at the girls bracket, it is very very top heavy. So
yes,
you look at number one seed Ider, number two seed Plainview, number three seed Pisgah. All three of those teams are number one in their respective classifications. The fourth seed, North Sand Mountain, is the number two seed in Class 2A, right behind Pisgah. So there's going to be one number one seed that's not going to be playing in the finals. So
right.
uh, the girls' games on Monday and Tuesday should be very entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll go through it real quick. The Iders girls, number one seed, Plainview girls. These are all girls, so I'm not going to say girls after every one of them. Ider number one, Plainview two, Pisgah three, North Sand Mountain four, Section five, Sylvania six, Five seven, Geraldine eight, Crossville nine, and these are based on basically last year because
Yeah.
they came up with this seeding in March,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like what we had talked about off the air, and some what I talked with a local coach yesterday. A lot of things have changed, especially in the boys' side, where players are not playing, players have
Yeah.
transferred out, and everything. So the girls' side is pretty close to being probably the way it needs, but the
Yeah, I
boys'
think the
side,
girls is probably the closest. I would probably I may flip to Sylvania and Fife, but that would be they'd be playing the same game. So uh,
right?
other than that, I think this is pretty much accurate. Coming into the tournament, playing or Ider is 12-4. Plainview is undefeated. They've still got one more game. They play Friday night, or actually, they have two more games. They play tomorrow. The Bears do at Hoover. They're going to
Mhm.
play the defending state champions 7A Hoover, and then they play Clay Chalkville on Friday. So they'll have two more games before they play on Monday.
And from my understanding, that is why they did the bracket kind of
Yeah,
this way, where
hmm
some of the schools don't have to sit and wait and all that, but
yeah,
they've got to be a better way of doing this.
yeah.
But
And then you look at Pisgah; they're fresh off their trip to Hawaii. They went to Hawaii and played in a tournament over the weekend. Played
Aloha.
some very very tough teams. They're still 9-3 on the season. Two of those losses were in Hawaii. So, and then North Sand Mountain is 9-2. Pisgah and North Sand Mountain actually play tomorrow night. I think it's at North Sand Mountain. So they'll play each other before they start the Sand Mountain tournament on Saturday.
Right. And, they're not playing each other, but Section and Fife plays each other tomorrow night. And
Yeah,
so that means they will play tomorrow night and then turn around and play again Friday.
Friday, and then could play and potentially play on Saturday.
Yes. So they
Yeah,
could potentially have 3 games in a row.
yeah.
So, but
But
yeah,
look at
I agree with you as far as that. I'm sorry, Heath, but yeah, I agree with you. Maybe the Sylvania Fife should be swapped. And the only
yeah.
reason that I would swap them around is because Fife beat Sylvania a week ago, a week and a half ago. So
Mhm.
that would be the only reason that I'd swap it around. But even if they seeded it 2 weeks ago, you wouldn't have known that. So, it still
Yeah.
may have came out basically the same.
No, Fife is they're 6-4 on the year, so they're not having a bad year. They've got two of those losses. They've lost both games to Asbury, which is to me is kind of surprising. Asbury, I have not seen them, so uh, on paper you would think Fife would have won those two games.
Asbury is a very young team. I did see one of the games. Asbury is a very young team, but they are pretty dang good. If Asbury can hold on to that group in another year or two, they could make some noise. But we're not even going to get into it. But the way that people poaches other kids from
Yeah,
schools and all that, you don't know if they're going to stick around or not. But
yeah.
if that nucleus of Asbury girls will stay together, they could make some noise in the next couple of years.
Look, before we move on, but looking
Yeah.
at this one, you would think, on paper, uh, and to me personally, I think it's going to be Ider in Plainview. Um, the Ider more than likely be Ider North Sand Mountain in the semifinals and Plainview and Pisgah in the semifinals, and that will be two outstanding semifinal games on Monday. So, um, school was out on Monday, so I don't. I don't know if people will still be working or not, but if you cannot make it to the Civic Center, we will have the games on 1017 The Torch on Monday and Tuesday. So you can flip over and listen to us on 1017. Justin Thrasher and Eli Sampson are going to do play by play of the games, and I'm emceeing the tournament, so I'll be there every night. So
And we also asked Justin to join us tonight, but he had other obligations as
yeah,
well, so he wasn't able to join us. So I don't know if people actually had obligations or they just didn't want to hang out with us, Heath. I'm not sure which it is,
Justin
but
did. He had obligations. So,
yeah. Well, I know Phil did as well. I'm just
yeah.
pulling everybody's leg. But anyway, if I'm not mistaken, last year finals was Ider and Plainview and the girls, right?
It was, yeah,
Yeah,
and it
and
was
that
it
and
was
that was a pretty good game, the best
it
I
was
remember.
Plainview pulled away late, and then Otter got revenge in the county tournament.
Right.
Otter won the county, and that's basically where the seeding comes in. Otter being the one seed. That to me, those are the two girls semifinals and the finals of the girls game. The bracket is going to be very very entertaining. Got some outstanding players. You got Campbell Barron at Pisgah.
Mhm.
You got McKinley Trailer at Otter, and you got Sawyer Kate Hogan, who is averaging 30 points a game for Plainview. So, and then you got Caden Reyes at North Sand Mountain. So you got four of the best girls players in Alabama playing in this tournament.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know at least 3 of them have signed with someone.
McKinley is Simon Faulkner. Sawyer Kate is still a junior, so she's still got one more year. I don't know. I think Campbell signed. Was it with Swanee?
I'm thinking she
I
signed with
think it was
someone.
Swanee, and then Caden. I don't know where she signed. I think she has, but I cannot remember.
Right. So
So
we've always said that some of the best girls basketball in the
yeah,
state of Alabama is on Sand Mountain in Northeast Alabama, and that right there tells you right now. But hey, that's why they play the games. You never know what's going to happen.
yeah.
We may get a final that nobody's expecting. You never know. So, but we'll move on to the boys division. Here's where some of the bracket should have been changed around
Yeah.
somehow. And here's the boys brackets. And let's start off a little bit different this time. Let's go. I'll go through and name all the seeds. You got Plainview at number one, section number two, Northside Mountain number three, Pisgah four, Geraldine five, five six, Savannah seven, Crossville eight, Ider nine. And these seedings were done in March of earlier this year,
Hmm.
last school year. But one and two, I think, is pretty much accurate, correct. Uh, three through nine could be completely changed.
Yeah. One and two are pretty much there's. I mean, the Plainview is not that newest rankings will come out tomorrow. I have not seen them yet, but Plainview was number three in the state last week. Section number one. I suspect section will stay number one. Um, Northside Mountain ranked in the top five in 2A. Pisgah ranked in the top 10 in 2A. Pisgah's only played two games. They lost a section just last night, and then they lost to North Jackson to start the season. So, to me, the top three seeds are good, or probably what they should be. I would probably have Geraldine at four, um, and then Pisgah at six, or no, Pisgah at five, or Pisgah at six, and then I would have Ider at five. Ider has had a good year. They're eight
Yes.
and four. They only won two games last season. So just looking at and they're a very young team. They've got leading scorer in the county so far is on Ider's team, and he's a freshman. So you look at that, Ider and Crossville at the 8-9 game, they played twice already this season. Ider won both games. Geraldine, they've got Cooper Johnson, who's averaging 20 points a game. He's going to be outstanding. So that potentially, if Ider was to win, they would play Geraldine. It'd be a really good game. I think and if Ider can get back past that one, you never know what happens.
Right.
Like you said earlier, if somebody made a run, they could play three games in a row. But Plainview, they're probably number one in my like we said earlier. 1 and 2 are set. Section's a very good team. They're probably the favorite in 2A to win it. He's got senior leadership on that team, Coach Wynn does, and they should. I think they should be in the finals. If I was a betting man, that's who I'd be betting on.
If I'm mistaken, last year's finals was Plainview and section in the
It
boys as
was
well.
Plainview won by 30, I think. So, so
Yeah, yeah.
you talk about Plainview. They're going for 10 in a row. They've won the last 9 boys.
He's some reason we're still live. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
For some, they're going for 10 in a row. The Plainview Bears are. They've won the last 9 Sam Mountain tournaments in the boys division. So the last team not named Plainview to win the boys division, I was actually sitting on the bench of the runner-up. So Geraldine beat section in overtime in 2015. So Plainview has been on a run. Coach Robbie Coker started it, and they kind of took a stranglehold on this tournament as far as the boys division.
Yeah, and for the ones that know me, my memory is really bad, but I'm really surprised that I remember the finals of last year. But I remember going to the finals, watching both of them, the boys and the girls, and they were both great games. Even though Plainview won huge last year over section in the boys division, if I ain't mistaken, it was a close game at halftime. Then Plainview just came out after halftime. They went on that barrage of sinking those threes from downtown, and it went from a close game to running clock basically in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and section's a year older. Plainview, they've struggled in some games this season so far. Their one game that they lost to Gadsden City, which Gadsden City is a very, very good basketball team. They're number one in 6A. They beat Plainview by 30. 30. But Plainview, they struggled against Madison County, had to come back and win that game. Beat New Hope last night. So Plainview is still trying to find their legs, I think, after
Yes.
football season. So um, I look for them just to improve as the year goes on.
I was talking to someone today, and I'm like, Plainview's got, they've only played 2 or 3 games, but on the flip side of that, the reason they've only able to play that many games so far is because of their football season.
Mm-hmm.
And I know at least 3, if not 4 starters from the basketball team played football this year. So they're still, and some bench players as well. So they're still trying to get their legs under them and
Yeah,
get used to it. And yeah, they're going to start off slow, but that Coach Willingham's going to get that team flipped back around and back to all cylinders, just like they were last year and the year before and the year before and the year before.
yeah, I tend to agree.
So let's talk a little bit about the first round. We kind of talked about a little bit about it, but let's go a little bit more in depth on it. Tomorrow night at 6:30, you're going to have the number 8 seed Crossville playing the number 9 seed Ider, and like you said, Ider rolled off 5 wins in a row. Uh, I think it's last week, week before last, and and like you said, the last year they only won 2 games, and they've already way overcame what they did last year. And Crossville is no slouch either. So this game could be a pretty close game.
Yeah, they played twice already, and I would have to look up the scores, but they were close early, and Ider pulled away late. Uh, it's hard to beat somebody 3 times, so
Yes.
that's the only thing. Ider Crossville's got some scores. Coach Jay Sankles does a great job. He actually coaches both boys and the girls. Boys team, they're 5-9. They played some stiff competition. Boaz is pretty good. Douglas, their area, they've already played all 3 of their area games. Lost to Geraldine. They played Geraldine on Monday. Lost to Geraldine by 4. It was 44-40. So um, that I really think that's going to be an entertaining game tomorrow night.
And talking about that Crossville Geraldine game, it sounded like somebody just kind of took the air out of the ball with it being
Yeah,
such a low scoring game because
yeah,
Geraldine and Coach Smith wants to get the ball up and down the floor and
yeah,
put the rock up in the net every chance they get. And with it being that low scoring of game, I feel like somebody took the air out of it.
yeah,
So, and that's going to be tomorrow night at Ider High School at the new gym. And then on Friday night, you're going to have the number 6 seed Fife going against the number 7 seed Sylvania at 5 o'clock on Friday night at Ider High School at the new gym. And these 2 teams played last week, or week before last, no, last week, and Fife came up with a big area win against Sylvania.
yeah. Coach Bubba Smith at Fife, he coached Sylvania for 1 year, about a decade ago. So
Hmm.
he gets to take on his old team again. And, um, I saw Fife Friday night. They went down to Collinsville. Collinsville won a 2-point game against them. It was very, very entertaining. Uh, Fife or Collinsville just made some plays down the stretch to beat Fife. Uh, I can't think of the boy's name. His last name's Hammonds for Fife. He's a player. He can play. He can score.
Yep.
So uh, should be. I think Fife should win this game, and then that will set up a game with North Sand Mountain on Saturday afternoon.
Saturday at 2:30.
Yeah,
Yes, the winner of the Fife Sylvania game will get North Sand Mountain, which is not going to be no easy task
yeah,
at hands. And we'll jump back up real quick. And the winner of the Cross Wider will end up playing Geraldine on Friday night at 8 p.m. They get the nightcap.
yeah. Yeah, it's. I think that's the latest game we play is Friday night at 8 o'clock. So everything else is pretty standard, I think. But that's the 8 o'clock game. Uh, like I say, it either way, whatever happens with Crossville and Iron, I think that Geraldine game will be interesting to watch because I think to me, whoever wins that game has a chance to end up in the semis. The winner of
Yeah,
the Geraldine and whoever, I think they can, you know, uh, make it to the semis.
yeah. And let's see. Then they'll be playing games most of the day Saturday at Ider High
Yeah,
School. I see of course the winner of the Five Sylvania will get North Sand Mountain Saturday at 2:30, and then of course the winner of the Geraldine Crossville Eider will get Pisgah at 5:30 on Saturday afternoon, and so, but it's going to be a great tournament. It always is, and it seems like year in and year out, there's always one little upset somewhere,
Mhm.
either in the boys or the girls division. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because it's so early in the season and nobody is really comfortable with their team yet, or is it because some of these boys teams are still trying to get their legs under them this year, like Plainview and Pisgah have been in the past? It's been people like Fife and Geraldine and teams like that. But it's gonna be a good tournament, and couldn't ask for a better time of year than playing the Sand Mountain tournament. And I know it threw everybody off a little bit because of Christmas being on
Yeah.
Wednesday/Thursday, Christmas Eve, Christmas. So they're having to start in the middle of a week because usually they get it in. They start on a Monday and they end on a Saturday. But with Christmas being when it is, they've having to move some stuff around.
Yeah, this tournament's been played, I think, every day at one time or another in the month of December. Honestly, yesterday I was downstairs looking for something here at the office, going through some archives, and this thing, it was played like December 5th. So it's been played really early before, um, and then like it's been played after Christmas before. Just whether however it fell, and it's been played after Christmas, and I think this week really is a good week to do it. Um, Depending, if Christmas didn't fall on a Thursday, honestly, we're probably playing right now, and then the finals would be Saturday normally. But like you said, just the way it kind of fell, they kind of splitting it and kind of get it all in 5 days instead of six. They usually play. JV would play on the Saturday before,
Right.
so it just they play all the JV and then the two playing games are what they used to be, the 8-9 games. So, but yeah, should be a fun tournament. Should be a great crowd. Um, I would think you get some of those. You get Saturday should be a great crowd. Friday night a little iffy with Alabama playing. So worst case scenario, luckily it is not the finals of the tournament because man, me being a Bama fan, it's gonna be I'll be at the tournament and be watching my phone and watching. Luckily, they did get a TV, so we'll be able to watch it on TV in between. So,
Yeah.
but
Tyler Dalton told me Saturday. Tyler Dalton, the Eider Insider, told me
yeah,
they had a TV set up and ready to play the Bama game on Friday night
well,
in the hospitality room.
when when they announced the bracket for the college football playoff, I immediately texted Coach Pruitt and said, "TV hospitality room ASAP." So that was my text, and then he's like, "Yeah, we'll make it happen." Um, and it's Saturday too. I mean, there's 3 college football playoff
Yes.
games on Saturday, so everybody's going to be wandering in and out of the hospitality room trying to see what's going on in the playoffs. But no, this to me, I didn't play basketball, um, but I've covered and emceed the Sand Mountain tournament several times. Lucky enough to get to do it again this year. Uh, there's just something unique about it when you get all these schools together. Um, as Coach Bradley Koger told me, he's a coach at Pisgah. He told me it's like a family gathering. You see people right before Christmas that you haven't really seen all year long, and now you get to see them and get to watch some great basketball along with it. So um, you hear stories from coaches like Glenn Hicks and uh, you know Coach Cassidy. I met him the other day. He can tell you some stories about uh, the Sand Mountain tournament. And Coach Pruitt at Eiler, he played in it as a player and won it. Um, so you hear his stories, and Coach Bubba Smith at Fife, he played at Pisgah in it. Um, if you ever get a Robbie Coker on the subject of the Sand Mountain tournament, you may be sitting there a while because
Right.
he will talk about stories from his dad. covering it for the Weekly Post, and uh, it was a big deal, it's still a big deal.
Right.
Um, but you have a younger generation coming along that you really don't know. They don't comprehend, I guess, the bigness of it. Um, and I'm trying to keep that alive. It's just a neat thing. I think we need to hype it up, make it to what it really is, and uh, just tell the stories. Add a chapter to the history of this thing, and it, it it's a feather in our cap to have it in Northeast Alabama.
Yeah, I was I played in it 2 or 3 years for Sylvania, and it's nothing like running out there on the semifinals and finals,
Hmm.
running out on the court at the Coliseum there, and looking up and the place being packed.
Yeah.
I mean, from the very top of the blue seats all the way down to the bottom. It was wooden bleachers, but now they got seats down there.
Yeah.
But this place being packed full of people, and it wasn't just for one team. You had people representing the whole county there, in
Hmm.
Jackson County there, watching the finals because they wanted to see, who semifinals want to say who was going to be in the finals, and then the finals they want to say who was going to be king of the mountain for
Yeah.
364 days or whatever.
Hmm. Yeah, Coach Ellison at Pisgah, he told me that quote before you told me that. He's like, everybody wants to see who's king of the mountain.
Right.
He won it as a player at North Sand Mountain, and he's like, it was a big deal. We didn't do anything after the Sand Mountain tournament. You were out and about because school was out,
Hmm.
and you would see people that you played against and be like, you could stick your chest out because you just won the Sand Mountain tournament. And I don't know if you played. I get was it the early '90s, late '80s, early '90s.
Early Niners.
Jamie, Coach Pruitt told me a story about I think Sylvania had won their semifinal game,
Mm,
and they were getting ready to play, and the Sylvania student section was saying, "We want the herd,"
yeah,
and he said the next night they didn't want the herd. So
right. Uh, that was his junior year. My
yeah,
junior year, we were both juniors. I was at
yeah,
Sylvania. He was at North Sand.
okay,
That's when I got to know Jamie.
yeah,
We played against each other quite a few times back in those days, and
yeah,
but yeah, it was, and it was student sections was rocking back then.
yeah,
Unfortunately, they don't do that anymore. But hopefully, it's starting to get back up again.
yeah. Saw a good one the other night at Collinsville. Theirs was rocking and get
But
that the five game. So, but yeah, just we went through the bracket. I was going to run through the what we're looking at. Plainview's won 9 in a row, and the girl and then the boys, 13 titles all time. They're tied for second with Section, who also has 13 titles all time. Their last one was 2012. This kind of surprised me. North Sand Mountain has won 6 titles, won this thing 6 times, but they haven't won it since 1992. That kind of shocks me that it's been that long. Pizza has won the most. They won 16. The last one has been in 2009. Like I said before, Geraldine has won it 6 times. They're the last team to win it, not named Plainview. Fife has only won it one time, 2013. Sylvania has won it 5 times. 2014 was the last time they won it. Crossville has won it 6 times. Coach Tracy Holding, I think he won it 4 times. 4 of those 6. 2007 being the last, and the Ider Hornets have won it 4 times. The last time coming in 2008. As far as the girls, uh, it's been owned by Pisgah and Fife. Um, the Pisgah's won it 15 times. Last time was 2021. Fife has won it 7 times. Not in this century, though. 1999 was the last time they won the Sand Mountain tournament. Uh, and then you've got North Sand Mountain, who's won 5. Their last one was 2012. Section and Ider both have won it 4 times. Section's last one was 2014. Ider's was 2009. And then Sylvania has won it, or sorry, Crossville has won it 3 times. Last time in 1990. And then Sylvania twice. They won it in the COVID year 2020. And then Geraldine has won it once, 2001. So Plainview's won 3 in a row in the girls. They've won 9 in a row in the boys division. So they've kind of owned it here lately.
So going through all that, I think the only one I'm not sure about is section girls. Have they ever won it?
Yeah, they won it 4 times. Last
Okay,
time in
okay.
2014.
I was
It,
trying to listen and keep count of everything. So everyone, every school has won
every
it at
school
least
that
once.
participates in it currently has won the tournament. Uh, the last one not to was Fife, and that ended in 2013. Um, they beat Section that year in the finals. Um, but the only other teams to win it in the boys division that's not playing in it now is Albertville. Uh, Boaz never won it. Uh, Susan Moore never won it. Douglas never won it. That may be what I got out of it. Albertville won it 2 years.
They
1959.
pulled a Notre Dame. Hey, if
Yeah, yeah.
we can't do it,
Uh,
we're just not going to play.
I think that's why Asbury got out. They didn't win a game in 4 years. And then Albertville won it 1959 and 1960. Other than that, it's Sam Mountain, Jackson, DeKalb County. So um, you look at the list of coaches that's won this thing: Paul Cooley, CB Red Strickland, Clayton Graham, Wally Tinker, uh, Terry Mitchell, Butch Cassidy, Glenn Hicks, Gary Talley, Robbie Coker, Neil Thrash, Jamie Pruitt, Ronnie McCarver, Woody Beard. Uh, that's all Hall of Famers, and that's just, I mean, that's the who's who in basketball to me. And then you look at the girls, uh, yeah, Carrie Ellison's owned it with Pisgah 15 times, but then you got Mike Cochran, who's won it, Butch Cassidy, um, Tracy Best, Coach Pruitt's won it, Jamie Pruitt, Heather Powell or Heather Mays, um, and then you look at it, like Michael Wilburn won it one time. He's now on the staff at Ider with Coach Coach Pruitt. Drew Blank, but
I was on the staff with Michael when he won it at North Sound.
okay, yeah, yeah, he won it North. That's I think it no North Sound
20,
won it since then. Tracy won it in
2012.
12. Yeah, um, but yeah, it's still who said there's only 2 coaches to win it in both divisions.
I was fixing to ask you that because I was going to take a wild guess at it.
Who you think?
I'm thinking it's Tracy Vest and Jamie Pruitt.
Um, no. Well, we got one right.
I
Jamie
got
won it.
I got Pruitt right.
Butch Cassidy
Okay.
at Pisgah. Um,
The only reason
Tracy,
I chose
North
those
Sam hasn't
two,
won it in the boys since 1992.
the only reason
Um,
I said the only reason I said Tracy was because I know that Tracy and Coach Vest and Coach Pruitt both coached boys and girls
yeah,
at that respective school, and I
yeah,
couldn't think of anybody else that actually did.
yeah. Butch, Coach Cassidy coached both at Pisgah at the same time. Um, Unique about that is his girls teams in the 80s. He had a run there where he won. He went 61-1 in girls in 2 years.
Wow.
The boys went 1-62 in those 2 years. So, yeah, polar opposites.
Yeah.
I've heard stories about practices during that time. He practiced the girls really hard, and then the boys no. So, yeah, that I meant to ask him that the other day when we had meetings. So, but yeah, it's just you look at some of the other history. Most points ever scored in a boys game by individual player, 46 points by Chance McCarver in 2011 against North Sand Mountain. You look at most points ever scored in a game by one team. It came against, I guess how Sylvania. North Sand Mountain scored 121 points.
Like in '92, I think it was '91.
It says 89.
That was a year or two before my time. So
Okay, so yeah, they've Sylvania scored 85.
yeah.
So I mean, But back then, North Sand Mountain, uh, Pisgah, Skyline, those teams, they were scoring 100 points a game. Uh, there was no stopping. Um, I think they actually national score record. I think North Sand Mountain still holds it, or they did. I don't know. I think there was a game between North Sand Mountain and Skyline. Both teams. It was the national record for points combined between two teams. I think it was like 130 to 120 something. It was ridiculous. Uh, but yeah, and then you look at girls. I don't know if I have the girls. Uh, uh, I do not. I do have this though. Who do you think the winningest coach is between both divisions combined? Who's won the most games in the Sand Mountain Tournament?
The most games or most
Yeah.
most
Who?
games? You
Yeah,
mean
most
games or championships?
most games.
Most games. Well, since Ellison has kind of owned it, I got to say him.
Yeah, it's 57 and 19. Second is Mike Cochran, and then Jamie Pruitt is third. So I looked at you just look at stuff,
Jamie Pruitt's third. My
yeah,
gosh, that means he's getting
33 and
old. He's been
13.
around. He's
Yeah,
old. He's been getting around.
yeah,
But there for several years there, when his first stint at Ider, he was coaching boys and girls.
yeah.
So
Um, Most points ever scored in a girls' game was 94 by Sylvania in 2022. That's a lot of points in a girls' game.
yeah,
Um,
that's pretty recent.
yeah,
2000.
they beat North Sand Mountain. Um, then the most points ever scored by a player. I was there that night. Molly Hurd scored 42 points against Plainview in 2021. She beat Whitney Bowden, who scored 39. So, yeah, it's not only has Plainview dominated the varsity level, they've won the JV tournament the last 8 years. So it's been blue.
Right,
Uh, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes this week. I think the girls' side is going to be really entertaining. I think there's going to be some great basketball played.
right,
The boys, I think the finals it could be. Can somebody beat Plainview?
right.
That's the question. I think when I wrote my preview for the paper, I said, "Can somebody be the new king of the mountain?" And we'll find out. But I'd have to say Plainview is the favorite. If anybody can do it, to me personally, I think it's Section. So we'll just have to see.
I'm going to say if anybody's going to do it, this is the year to do it because they still don't really. My opinion is they don't have their legs under them for
Yeah,
basketball yet. So this could
yeah,
be the year.
yeah. So yeah, this thing. There's a lot to it. Coaches love, some coaches love it, some coaches hate it, some players, I don't think they really realize what they're playing in
Right.
uh, until after they're done. And but it's a lot of history, a lot of
It
great
is.
basketball, and I look forward to it starting tomorrow night.
Absolutely. And I'm going to pull the brackets up one more time real quick just to go over the. Well, we only know two games in each one, but we'll go over it real quick, and then we'll let everybody get off of here and enjoy the rest of their Wednesday night because I know you're going to be slammed for the next 3 nights for sure, three
Yeah,
days and nights, and then on Monday and Tuesday as well.
yeah.
Because I figure you're also covering some of Fort Payne too.
I have to be at the Sand Mountain tournament. I'm emceeing it, so I'll have to be
Okay.
there. Um,
Uh,
yeah, Fort Payne does
well,
have their tournament this week. So it will be going on. You can, just stay tuned to the Times Journal. I'll have updates there. I will have updates throughout the week from each night. I'll post results from the Sand Mountain tournament and from Fort Payne. That's that tournament turns 25 years old. This is the 25th year of the Wills Valley Shootout. So
I was trying to think of the name of it. I knew it was
yeah,
Wills Valley something. I couldn't
yeah,
remember the rest of it.
yeah. It's they've got a good lineup of teams coming. Gulf Shores, a team out of Miami is coming.
Oh,
So
cool.
they're making a trip to North Alabama for Christmas. So um,
I wonder if they're going to have to buy jackets to come up here.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be warm after Christmas, anyways.
Yeah, it's supposed to get up 70 after Christmas. So
Yeah, so they might be all right. But go over this real quick, and then we'll let everybody get out of here. Heath, appreciate your time tonight.
yeah,
Appreciate enjoy doing these shows with you, and we're going to keep on doing quite a few of them. So here's a semi tournament varsity girls bracket where tomorrow night you're going to have at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, whichever way you want to look at it. Number 8 seed Geraldine girls are going to be playing the number 9 seed Crossville girls. Lady Lions against Lady Bulldogs. Then on Friday at early afternoon at 3:30, you're going to have the Lady Rams of Savannah against the Lady Devils of Fife, and those could actually be pretty good games as well, Heath.
yeah. It'd be interesting to see. Saturday should have some good games. Uh,
Yep.
but yeah, can Sylvania revenge the loss they had to Five just a couple weeks ago? Be interesting to see.
Right. And then also I'll pull that up one more time. Geraldine Crossville, it's a rivalry game, so
Yeah, yeah.
so it's going to be interesting to see on that one. And then on the boys' side, you're going to have tomorrow night at 6:30. You're going to have the Crossville Lions against the Eider Hornets, and then on Friday at 5 o'clock, you're going to have the Fife Red Devils against the Savannah Rams, and that's going to be a rematch of a game just a couple of weeks ago as well.
Hmm. Yeah, to me, this is the third time this year in a month, or probably 21 days, I guess, that Crossland and Irish played each other. And then Five and Sylvania, obviously, they played. It's an area game. And going to be interesting to see those uh, two games tomorrow night. And then Saturday or Friday uh, should be interesting to see.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, uh, beating somebody 3 times in a season is going to be very difficult, and who knows, they may end up playing again in the county tournament.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, you never know.
They do seed the county tournament on January 5th. Just to let you know.
And
So,
who's the host of it this year?
Collinsville.
Also,
I've also been tasked to MC that one, so I'll have that too.
I'm
Uh,
gonna start calling you Mr. MC
uh,
Heath.
the first time I've done this several times.
Mhm.
Um,
I remember you
I
done it last year at Savannah.
Yeah, I did, and then I've done it at I did it for Geraldine when they hosted the county tournament over here. And one year I did the Sand Mountain, Jackson County, and DeKalb County tournament all in the same year because the two county tournaments were held opposite weeks. So that was fun to do. Um,
That was back in the good days where you could go and watch the Cobb County tournament, then turn around the
yeah,
next week and go watch Jackson County tournament. But they don't allow you to do that no more. They're
no,
all on the same week.
yeah, it honestly helped them scheduling. I think
Right.
they were able to do that, and it kind of makes sense. Everybody plays their county tournament in January on the same week now. All our surrounding counties, it's all the same week, so kind of works out for all the coaches. Um, but yeah, I did them all three that year. First every time I did it, I did the county tournament at North Jackson for the Jackson County tournament. I think we broke fire code that night, the semis, because it was standing room only.
Right.
Um, that's what's unique about Jackson County. DeKalb County, the tournament is always played at the Coliseum.
Hmm.
Jackson County, you have to rotate it, and it's at the host school.
Hmm.
Some of those gyms are not very big, so
Right.
you may be. I remember being on stage, and I felt like I was getting pushed off stage because somebody behind me was trying to see. But yeah, it's been fun to do. Seen a lot of good basketball, and I hope to keep doing it for a long time.
I'm sure you will. So, Heath, thanks for joining us. MC Heath, that's going to be your new name now. MC
Yeah,
Heath, thanks for
yeah,
joining us, man, and enjoyed all this. And once the county tournaments after January 5th, when the tournaments are seeded and all that, we'll do another preview show for both Jackson and Cobb County tournaments, and
yeah. We can do it together. Do
yep,
one big one.
yep, do them
Yeah.
both together, and all that. And who's hosting Jackson County? Do you know?
North Sun Mountain.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, think about it back in the 80s when before all these new big gyms were built and you had all these other ones where they were 4 rows of bleachers on both
Yeah.
sides.
I did. I emceed the county tournament the last year Paint Rock Valley hosted it in Jackson County. Um, they played the first 3 days at Paint Rock because they knew they were going to close the school in 2 years.
Yeah.
So they played it there. And there's only 3 rows of bleachers on each side.
Yes.
Then they moved the semis and the finals to Skyline, which they had done in the past, which made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But best hospitality room I have ever seen in my life. Those ladies from Paint Rock can cook.
Right.
So hopefully the hospitality room is good this week at Outer, and we'll see.
Absolutely. And I remember back when I was coaching at North Sand, of course, it was a junior high tournament. They had the hospitality room up on top on
Yeah,
the stage up there, and so you
yeah,
could actually sit up there, eat, and watch the games.
yep,
So
yeah. It's neat.
it is neat. So Heath, looking forward to it. I will see you possibly tomorrow night,
Okay.
more likely Saturday, and for sure Monday and Tuesday of next week, the semifinals and finals. And
Yeah.
it's always great being able to catch up with you on this stuff. And I know what you got to say. I know you got something to say.
Just like I said before, if you can't be there Monday afternoon, tune into 1017. We'll have it on. We're going to carry all 4 semifinal games and the 2 championship games. So, and thank you to Northeast Alabama Community College because they're sponsoring it. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
big from them.
Northeast. We got a podcast for the Northeast softball team on here, Coach Joe Guthrie, and was fortunate to have him and athletic director Jimmy Colitis on here
Mhm.
one day, and actually had President Dr. Campbell on here. I think it's the week before Thanksgiving. I
Yeah.
can't remember exactly when it was, but he's been on here. So Northeast is part of our family as well, bringing them on. And before you realize it, you're going to have the softball rolling around out there because we're going to have the Coach Joe Guthrie show on. I don't know if it's going to be a weekly show or bi-weekly show, but when the season starts, we're going to have him and some of his players on every week or every other week.
Okay.
Not only him, but we're also going to have Gadsden State with Coach Ryan
Okay.
Clark as well.
Yeah.
We had both of them during this. They call it fall/winter softball. It's not really a season, but it's practice games and
Yeah.
everything. But had both of them on every other week and enjoyed it. And we're looking forward to when the season gets the swing in here in about 4 weeks, I think it is.
Yeah. I got baseball schedules today, actually. Got them emailed to me. So I was like,
Really.
oh no. Here we go. So,
You hadn't even made it through your first basketball tournament. Already getting
no,
baseball
have not.
schedules.
So yeah, we're rolling.
Oh goodness. We're
Yeah.
gonna let you get out here because it's fixing to be crazy for you for the next.
Mhm.
Well, let's see, the next 5 days, 5 out of the 6 days.
Yeah.
Sunday, maybe Sunday, you can get a little bit of rest before
Yeah.
Monday and Tuesday roll around,
Yeah.
and let you get home to the wife and the kids tonight. And anyway, Heath, thanks for joining us, and
Hey,
looking
it's been
forward
fun.
to it. And join us sometime in January. We'll have the Jackson DeKalb County preview of the county tournaments with them. Uh, we'll try to do them all at one night, so it may be a little longer of a show because of having to cover both Jackson DeKalb boys and girls and everything. It'll be a few more teams involved in it. But anyway, everybody that watched us tonight, thanks. Give us a like, share, follow, spread the word around. River City Media fixing to get back jumping and broadcasting a lot more than what we have over the last week or so. It's been busy with everybody with the basically around Thanksgiving and the holiday, and then this time of year it's hard to get people kind of pinned down to
Yeah.
do shows like this because of football coaches are kind of out of it. They don't do nothing
Mhm.
after a long football season, and basketball coaches very hard to get basketball coaches on here because they've got games nearly every night.
Yeah.
If they don't have a game, then they got practice. So anyway, but luckily I was able to pin Heath down tonight for about an hour. So
Yeah.
before he gets his frequent flyer miles up to Ider
Mhm.
for the next 3 nights.
Yeah.
So
It was glad it was fun.
absolutely. And before I let you go, MC Heath, what's your prediction for Saturday against Roll Tide?
You mean Friday?
Friday. I'm sorry,
Friday.
Friday. I've
We
been
take care
thinking
of the ball. I think
today's.
we win.
I've been thinking today's been Thursday all day
Yeah.
long, so they overlook me. So
Uh, Alabama takes care of the ball. I think they win. So
will they have a running game?
I don't know. Jed Miller's supposed to play, so we'll see.
Good deal. Had to get one last football in before
Yeah.
we'll officially, it actually officially ended Saturday for the football season in Alabama because of the North South game and
Yeah.
Alabama Mississippi game and all that stuff. So uh, high school football is officially in the books, except for a few of the awards that'll be coming out. Uh, is it December or January?
Uh, I have been told I'll have the All State team Friday, so it'll be out Saturday morning. So
Okay,
uh, be looking for that.
awesome, good deal. So anyway, let's get everybody out here. Heath, appreciate it. Good luck to you next
Yeah.
several nights, especially emceeing that thing. Is save your voice. I know you got a lot of talking you're gonna have to be doing. So Tyler Dalton, where you are coming to Eider
Yeah, we
Insider.
are.
You said you're going to have us hooked up. So if you're watching this, be ready. We are coming to town, and we expect VIP treatment from the insider himself, Tyler Dalton. So, but everybody, thanks for watching us tonight, and we will see you next time around. Good night, everybody, and stay warm if you can.